Brooklyn Independent Television.
Coming up on Brooklyn Review.
There's so many employers here, and I'm so excited to be here. Hopefully I can have a job before the end of the month.
Employment applications and credit checks.
Being self-sustained, and that's the Republican way. Unfortunately, the Democratic way is to depend on the government's help.
Russian-American Republicans. And the Mermaid Parade turns 30.
We'll have these stories and more next. Welcome to Brooklyn Review. I'm Brian Vines. We're going to start this edition of Brooklyn Review with a little show and tell. Now, primary day has come and gone, and the polls are closed. And aside from the fact that this was an unusual June election, it was also the first time that New Yorkers have gone to the polls in newly drawn post-census election districts. We were watching some hotly contested races that in the end turned out to be more landslide than nail-biter. After 30 years in Congress, Representative Ed Towns announced that although he, quote, believed firmly that we would have won a 16th term, unquote, decided he wouldn't seek another 2 years in office, clearing the way for New York State Assembly member Hakeem Jeffries and New York City Council member Charles Barron to become the frontrunners to replace Towns as the representative of the 8th Congressional District. After some spirited campaigning and at least one questionable and unsolicited endorsement, Jeffries was selected as the Democratic nominee with a reported 75% plurality. In the 7th Congressional District, 20-year veteran congressional rep Nydia Velázquez stared down what was widely thought of as the most competitive challenge of her political career, but walked away with the Democratic nomination and 58% of the vote, while her closest competitor, New York City Council member Eric DeLon, earned 31% of the vote. We will, of course, keep you updated as we move into the general election when these Democratic nominees take on the Republicans to win their seats in Congress. Whether you know it as Little Russia or Little Odessa, Brighton Beach is the heart of New York's Russian-speaking community and home to many immigrants from the former Soviet Union. And many of them have realized their own dreams of success with stores, restaurants, and even radio and TV stations. Brighton Beach is also a vibrant political scene and an emerging, unique voting bloc in New York politics. Reporter Julia Vassie takes us inside.
Now, where is the
They drink, they dance, they make money, and speak with a heavy accent. We could see the glimpse of their life in last year's Lifetime channel reality show, Russian Dolls. What the series never touched, though, was politics. Yet the political views of Russian Brooklynites diverge from those of most New Yorkers. Most of the people I know, my friends, will vote for Republicans. I don't know, but I think I will not vote for Obama. 4 years ago, this area favored Senator John McCain. Since then, the Republican candidates won in 3 recent local elections. 2 New York's congressmen, Bob Turner and Michael Grimm, and the state senator, David Starobin, defeated their Democratic opponents.
Russians are a self-sustained group. We run our own businesses. We help the economy by small business ownership. We give people jobs. So we believe in being self-sustained, and that's the Republican way. Unfortunately, the Democratic way is to depend on the government's help.
The word socialist that this woman often hears from Obama's opponents evokes gloomy memories of the Soviet era and scares her away from the Democrats. She believes only with the Republicans at the helm will her business thrive.
My opinion, I don't like when they're trying to send rich people somewhere else to do the business.
Tatiana, one of the most famous restaurants on Brighton Beach, serves everything from Russian pancakes to caviar to sturgeon, things that used to be hard to find in the USSR back 30 years ago, when Tatiana Varzar, the owner of this place, left her homeland.
Many Russians came from, it was a socialist, communist country. And they were looking for freedom, for something what is America all about.
Yet the Russian community on Brighton Beach is just about 100,000 people, which is slightly more than 1% of the New York City population. Besides, not all Russian Brooklynites support Republicans.
I myself consider myself a Russian American. There is a difference between American Russians and Russian Americans. To me, being an American is a priority. And Russian, I'm just by origin. And I voted Obama, and I will vote for Obama again.
I know many people, like my father, who is elderly and who votes for Democrats, because Democrats definitely are more thinking about the community, about the elderly population.
And those favoring the Republican ticket think politicians need to do a better job to attract more voters.
To explain them more about system, what the difference between Democrat system and between Republican system. During the last Obama administration, 8 million people more got food stamps. Okay? What food stamps? It means I pay more taxes.
Winning 2 congressional and 1 Senate seat is no small feat. But will it move the traditionally Democratic city of New York any closer to the Republicans on the big election day?
I don't believe that Romney can win New York, but number of people who are going to vote for Romney is going to be increased dramatically.
I think a lot of people are leaning, have a Republican feel these days. And, we have majority in the Senate. So, it's very possible that New York can start going the other way.
And the Russian Brooklynites hope they're not a political anomaly, but harbingers of a new trend. For Brooklyn Review, this is Julia Vassi.
One of the biggest challenges for any elected official is job creation. In Brooklyn, the numbers aren't great, but there are jobs to be had. But the competition is fierce. Recently, Fred Brown attended a career fair in Brooklyn Heights and talked to job seekers about a new obstacle to getting that next job.
Students here at St. Francis College in downtown Brooklyn aren't the only ones with big dreams. At a recent job fair sponsored by New York State and the Department of Labor, young and older candidates met recruiters face to face, hoping to land their dream job.
Well, everyone's here for a job. I'm looking to be full-time employment. I've been looking for a little while, and I'm very excited to be here because there's so many employers here, and I'm so excited to be here. Hopefully I can have a job before the end of the month.
Now, aside from the normal challenges of job hunting and the grueling application process, there's a potential new barrier that's raising some eyebrows. It's a growing practice among employers to run credit checks, a policy that apparently is legal, although some are claiming it's discriminatory.
They can deny you a job based on your credit history. Right. There is pending legislation, both at the city council, the state level, and the federal level to change that, to make it illegal. Right now it's legal. What they can't do is if they deny you the job based on the credit history, they have to let you know that that's the reason. You have to be aware, and they have to give you a copy of the credit report so you can see if it's accurate.
Background check is always a good thing to do because you don't want anybody come working for you. But credit check, it's kind of questionable to me because if you have bad credit, you're trying to get your credit better. You're not trying to make your credit get worse. So you need a job, obviously, to get it better. And by doing credit check, it doesn't really make too much sense to me to do the credit check,
Right, so they will do anything to find out anything about the person, which includes a credit score. But then I think it's sort of, for most positions, almost any position out there, it's not necessary to do that because in a way I think it also criminalizes people.
Despite opposition to credit checking, employers currently have the right to do so. Some local legislators like City Council member Brad Lander have introduced a bill they hope will eliminate the practice altogether.
Yeah, we necessarily don't go through like a hard credit check. It's something that we do You know, maybe for our management or our cashiers, just when needed. But for those people like that are frustrated, you know, I would keep hope for sure.
Very exhaustive, the whole process, especially right now. So many people have student loans, and a lot of those people, that shows up as a debt on your credit and really lowers your score and could stop you from getting a job just because you went to college.
What do you think about that?
It's very frustrating.
I think the employer should take into account the whole package. Bad credit could be from being a student, having student loans, or you know, just getting into a bad situation and making some poor choices. Now you're trying to make a better choice. You're trying to work at this great company and be a great employee and grow in the company.
For Brooklyn Review, I'm Fred Brown.
President Obama's recent executive order on immigration will impact the lives of thousands of undocumented young people. Real Lives is a Williamsburg-based video training program for high school students who are the children of immigrants living in Brooklyn. We met the teens, and they shared their stories and unique experiences in their own words.
We have kids coming out of civil war, refugee issues, immigrant issues, you know, sexual violence, you know,
LGBTQ.
Yeah, health issues. We have a kid that's coming in that's going to be talking about the fact that they've been dealing with cancer and getting through cancer. So, you know, all these kids are dealing with like across the realm of human rights, and to be able to use the films that these kids are creating to sort of educate and raise awareness around the issues that they're dealing with.
The first couple of months are really, really, really tough. Once you start, you have to be here at 9 o'clock. For me, it was tough because I was coming from Far Rockaway, so I had to be up by 7. We use Final Cut Pro here in Real Lives, and we shot our own what we wanted for our documentaries, and we got help here from Bridget and Lau.
In school, they went to Real Lives and made their own movies last summer. So I saw their movies and I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Like, I want to make my own movie. I want to tell my story.
From 1991 to 2002, the RUF Revolutionary United Front, led by Fode Sankan, invaded Sierra Leone, which left 50,000 people dead, and many were held captive to work in diamond mines, and my father was one of them.
My name is Alpha Bailo Diallo. I born in Sierra Leone, and I live in Sierra Leone in the village which my parents are farmers through until 1990. With good life, good village life. We was farming, fishing, playing until rebel entered Sierra Leone in 1990. Things started falling apart.
People were sleeping actually at the time. The village was so quiet, and then we had shooting coming from everywhere. I think it opened up for me to share a little bit about myself and to not be shy in front of audience and stuff like that. So, you know, it helps a lot. And the relationship between the teacher and the student, it's not like that in here. It's like here, you're welcome to come in anytime. And when you come in, it's like you're in your own family.
We love them. You know, like at the end of the day, like we are here putting like our hearts and souls out to them because they deserve it, and they all have stories that need to be told, and you have to have a really nurturing environment for people to feel comfortable to talk about the things that they've been through personally. I mean, even adults that feel stressed out talking about their lives. You know, making a personal documentary is perhaps the most difficult type of film to make.
Developing skills for employment, we place as many kids as we can in paid work on the back end through a network of contacts in the media industry, and create some of those situations as well. The second thing is catharsis. Every kid is dealing with some sort of, issue, or cares or is really passionate about something.
I wish that for seeing my movie, at least some people would feel connected to it, or at least relate to it, and know that there's someone else in this world, that they're not alone, and that there's other people that feel the same way, and that people understand them, and that it's okay to be sad when something happens.
Was that the first big screening? You did a great job, honey. That was so good.
Realize it's just like a family. Everyone comes together. You're free to talk and explain yourself.
So surprised by their bravery. They put it out there. They put their stories out there like I've never seen before.
More and more Brooklynites are ditching processed foods and opting for healthier and fresher options. CSAs, or community-supported agricultures, are popping up all over the borough, allowing people to collectively buy into and share and receive fresh food at lower prices. Now a husband and wife duo is putting a twist to this and bringing fish straight from the ocean to your table. We went to Red Hook to check out the catch of the day.
We try to keep them pretty close in size, so if you're cooking them together, but keep an eye on them because of Porgy, our child. My name is Bianca Picillo, and I'm the co-president of Mermaid's Garden.
All right, awesome.
Good week. Mermaid's Garden is a sustainable seafood company, and what we're here to do today is in our capacity as a community-supported fishery, CSF. So it works like a CSA, which is community-supported agriculture, but instead of getting vegetables or fruit for your share, you get fish. We offer seasonal local species. So today we have bluefish, we have porgy, and we have black bass, and we're also offering local oysters.
We're bringing really fresh product to everybody. We're working direct with fishermen who are getting a better return on the work they're doing.
Well, there are CSFs throughout the country, but there aren't actually any others in New York State. And we have some friends who participated in one in Boston, and so that's kind of where the idea gestated.
I didn't want to open a restaurant, and I've always loved cooking fish, and Bianca has a background in marine biology, and I'm a chef, and we're both interested in food, so we thought, why not open a fish market? We definitely saw a lack of that in our neighborhood.
Basically, the way the CSF works is people subscribe ahead of time for a share, and this particular season is running for 6 weeks. So they have 6 weeks of fish, and each week they come to the pickup location of their choice. We have 3 in Brooklyn, and they pick up their fish share. So most of our fish has been out of the water for 1, maybe 2 days at most, because we work directly with local fishermen, as opposed to in the store, your fish can be 1, sometimes 2 weeks old. Also, we have complete transparency, so we can tell you the name of the fisherman who caught your fish, the boat it was caught on, where it was caught, when. All of that information is available to you.
All right, well, it's perfect location, because I was like, which herb should I choose from there to go with the
We're eventually trying to coordinate so we'll know what's in the share and we can make recommendations, but we're not quite there yet. We just started a couple weeks ago, so it's very new.
The response has been really great. Everyone's super excited. The fishermen are happy. Our customers are happy.
I'm very excited, and I think it's a great opportunity to have locally harvested fish, and I think it's really great to have them part of the community.
Well, I mean, clearly I'm a CSA member. I come and volunteer on the farm, so it's important to me to eat fresh, eat local, and also to know where your food's coming from. And with fish, there's always this, many different questions, like it's environmentally good or it's good for you. And I love seafood, and I just want to eat it guilt-free. And so I like the fact that these guys are doing something local, so I don't have to worry about all that part of it, and I can just think about how to cook it.
So that's it, right?
We've been working on this project, which will eventually culminate in a fully sustainable retail market in Brooklyn for about 4 years. So this is one step. Oh, do we have extra? We've worked together in restaurants in the past. That's how we met and started dating and then got married. And so it's just a pleasure to spend so much time with him. Do you have your ice pack?
Yep. So, done and done?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Just like that.
That's how we roll.
While the fish from the mermaid's garden may be delicious, at Coney Island, mermaids, mermen, and plenty of other denizens of the deep took to the streets for the 30th annual Mermaid Parade. And it was surely a feast for the eyes.
Hey Al, how are you?
Great, great. A day like this, there's only one way to be.
Now something smells a little fishy around here. It's the 30th anniversary of Mermaid Day Parade.
Right.
You said you've been going for 10 years.
Or longer, much longer.
What does this say about Brooklyn, Coney Island?
Well, it's like the Mardi Gras of the East, and it's wonderful. You know, people sort of let their hair down, plus a lot of other things. And but it's a little risque, but fun enough that we can all enjoy it.
I think it really represents Brooklyn to me. It's like such a Brooklyn tradition.
And what's your favorite part of it?
Seeing all the costumes, like it makes me really wish I dressed up a little bit more.
And Danielle, this has been a family tradition for you for years now. When you come out here now as a young woman, what do you see?
I see it's changed. I mean, I think there's a younger crew now. It's definitely like the new Brooklyn, generation, I think, is coming out here, so that's fun. But also I think it's like new costumes every single year, new people, but also the same old people. Like they're definitely the old crews that like are here every single year, and it's nice because it's something I've always done with a few of my family members, and I mean, where else do you get to dress as a mermaid?
Except for Brooklyn, New York, Coney Island. Well, it looks like we got two sets of double trouble here. Twin mermaids, right? All right, tell us your name.
Rhonda, Mindy, Jessica, Jasmine.
Oh, this is the 30th annual event. This is your first time. Now that you're out here, what do you think?
Wonderful!
What's the best part, aside from dressing up in your beautiful outfit?
Well, we're welcoming summer. This is it. And we love to swim the 7 seas.
All right. And for this set of twins here, how many times have you done that?
This was our first time.
Oh my God.
We decided this morning. I had my Little Mermaid outfit and she didn't have one, so I said just put on this. And we just changed.
All right. So as other twin first timers, like this is part of the old and the new because it's 30 years now. What do you think about this whole idea of like getting rid of all the old stuff with Coney Island and like making it like Vegas 2012?
Well, my mom was born and raised like in all boroughs, and she always brought us when we were little kids. So she's gonna be 45 now. So she's so old school, and we grew up old school too. We came here in the 90s, the 80s. So we like the old school vibe.
I'm all for renovating and improving it, but definitely don't take away the rides because this is a history. Yeah, this is.
Now they're talking about making these big changes and changing some of the old stuff in Coney Island. What do you think about that?
Well, I grew up down here. I learned to swim on Coney Island Beach. Kind of old school. I guess I bring in the new, but don't wipe out all the old.
Tradition.
This place, absolutely. Yeah.
Tradition all the way. Leave patties and cha-chas alone. The boardwalk alone.
As long as you leave some of the old and you keep some of the traditions.
There's a balance.
And hopefully like the new will be something good too, and we can like leave the past as something nostalgic.
Well, that brings this Brooklyn Review to a close. If you missed anything or you just have to check it out again, visit us at our home on the web at brickartsmedia.org. We're also on Facebook, iTunes, we're at YouTube, and Blip TV. You can even tweet us. So you'll be in touch, and we'll see you next time. Bye now.
Watch this and other Brooklyn Independent Television episodes online at brickartsmedia.org/BIT.